Let us learn about the intercalary meristem, children. So this intercalary meristem, the meristem which occurs between mature tissues is known as intercalary meristem. So we have learnt about nodes and internodes. ഈ internodesലാണ് intercalary meristem ഉണ്ടാവുക. Okay, you can see the node is a place where the leaves will arise, and internode is the space between two nodes, and these intercalary meristems are present in the internode region. Okay, and intercalary meristem the work we can find easily in grasses. So these are seen in grasses, and these grasses will regenerate parts removed by grazing herbiers. So we are saying that intercalary meristem is seen in grasses, right? Monocot stemമിലാണ് ഇത് കൂടുതലായിട്ട് കാണുന്നത്. And what do they do? They will regenerate the part. So we know that meristematic tissue എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് active cell division നടത്തും. And in case of this intercalary meristem, they are present between mature tissues, and example of that it is seen in grasses. And grasses എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ പറ്റും അവിടെ intercalary meristem ഉണ്ടെന്ന്? It is when the regeneration of that part happens, which is removed by the grazing herbiers. You know that herbivorous animals, they feed on grasses. അപ്പോൾ അവർ ഫീഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് they cut the part of the grass, and from this intercalary meristem again the parts will start regenerating. Okay, so this is how intercalary meristem is acting in monocot stems. Okay, and these are seen only in the monocot stems. And now if you take the case of this apical and intercalary meristem, they both are primary meristems, which means that they occur early in a plant. ഒരു പ്ലാന്റ് വളർന്നു വരുന്ന സമയത്ത് തന്നെ this apical meristem and intercalary meristem will start functioning. Okay, so because they appear early in a plant life and contribute to form primary plant body. അപ്പോൾ ഇവരിൽ നിന്നാണ് primary plant body form ആവുന്നത്. And during that specific regions of the apical meristem, they form, and they are producing the primary plant body. Along with that, certain specific regions of the apical meristem will produce dermal tissues, ground tissues, and vascular tissues. We will be learning about all these, right? So dermal tissues are the produce ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്, ground tissue produce ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്, and vascular tissue produce ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. And where is it formed? It is formed in the specific regions of apical meristem. Okay, we will be learning about this in detail. Now let us move on to the next one, which is the secondary or lateral meristem. So as the name says, these are secondary meristems. It means that they are seen in the later stage of the plant life. Okay, so apical meristem and the intercalary meristem are primary meristems, and they appear early in the plant life, and they forms the plant body. But in the case of the secondary meristem, this meristem will occur in the mature regions of roots and shoots of many plants. എവിടെയാണ് ഉണ്ടാവുന്നത്? They are found in the mature regions of roots and shoots, and they are cylindrical meristems. Okay, so they are cylindrical meristems. Where are they found? They are found in the mature regions of root and the shoots of many plants. And these are particularly those that produce wood axis and appear later than primary meristem. Okay, എവിടെയാണ് ഇവരെ കാണുന്നത്? It is seen in the root and stem. And root and stem എവിടെയാണ് root and stemമിൽ കാണുന്നത്? It is in the growth portion. growth എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതിൻ്റെ വിത്തിൽ. Okay, so with this part. So this is the width portion, right? So these type of secondary or lateral meristem is found in the growth portion of the root and shoots. Understood it? So this is seen in gymnosperms and dicots, and they produce secondary tissues. And they form, example of these secondary tissues are fascicular vascular cambium, interfascicular cambium, and cork cambium. Okay, so these are the examples of secondary or the lateral meristem. Okay, so they are cylindrical meristem and they occur in the mature regions of roots and shoots of many plants, and particularly those that produce wood axis and appear later than primary meristem. So they will appear after the primary meristem, and it means that our later stage of life ilana ee oru meristems form ആവുക. നമുക്ക് നല്ല കട്ടിയുള്ള മരങ്ങൾ, see it is, the stem is not always thin when a plant is growing. It is increasing in its growth, right? Growth എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ വിത്തിൽ അത് ഇൻക്രീസ് ചെയ്ത് വരുന്നുണ്ട്, ഉഡിയായി മാറി മാറി വരും. Okay, so that is the place where the secondary or lateral meristem is present. Okay, and examples of this secondary or lateral meristem are fascicular vascular cambium, interfascicular cambium, and the cork cambium. Okay, so these are the examples of lateral meristems, and they are the one who are responsible for producing the secondary tissues. Primary tissues apical meristemum, intercalary meristemum primary tissues form ചെയ്യും. Secondary later stage of growth tissues form ചെയ്യാൻ സഹായിക്കുന്നത് it is the lateral meristem. Clear with this, children? Okay, so following divisions of cell in both primary as well as secondary meristems will it will lead to newly formed cells which are structurally and functionally specialized, and they will lose the ability to divide.